What can be said about such a man? He lived more in just one war than any of us have lived in all of our lives. This man was born as the name Thomas Edward Lawrence on August 16th, 1888, in Trumpeldog, Caernarfonshire, Wales, in the United Kingdom. Just because he was born in Wales didn't mean he didn't have the typical English upperclassmanship. He was a very quick learner and learned to read at the age of 4, which was unprecedented and unheard of at the time. After going through his usual primary and secondary schools, he attended the prestigious Oxford University and studied history as his major. During his time there, he traveled to Levant where he explored old Crusader castles during the Middle Ages. This amount of history fascinated him, and all these wars and battles really got him excited about what he wanted to do in life. Around the time of the late 1910s, World War I had just begun, or as it's been called then, the Great War. And he was really eager to join the army for the United Kingdom and fight for their cause. But he was unable to because he did not fit the 5'9" height requirement. He was a very, very short man. In the Middle East, what I've started was a series of events called the Arab Revolt, where the common Arab folk were rebelling against the really restrictive Ottoman Empire. This was during World War I as well. After joining the army, Lawrence was sent to Emir Faisal, whose tribesmen had been attempting to besiege one of the mighty Ottoman kings, who was taking over their land and being a very restrictive leader, even for the time. Lawrence saw the potential of the powerful movement and decided to take the helm. And because he was very odd for a British man to be linked with anyone in the Middle East, he was called Lawrence of Arabia. He wanted to take the cause in a different direction, in a more violent direction. The rail line that went through the Middle East and the Sinai Desert was the single track that led to two of the most major cities in the Middle East, Medina and Damascus. He knew it wasn't smart to destroy the rail line, as they would need it after the fighting if they'd won. And on July 6, 1917, Lawrence and his Arab followers captured Aqaba from the rear after defeating a whole Turkish battalion. This caught the attention of many British leaders, and they commended him on his very smart tactics and great military expertise. Even though he was a white man, the Arabs still associated with him, and even though he wasn't one of them, it was Very, very cool to see that happen. After the war efforts and the downfall of the Ottoman Empire, Lawrence went back to a quiet life back in the United Kingdom. But sadly, on May 19th, 1935, he passed away due to injuries in a high-speed motorcycle accident. But his legacy was far from over. Lawrence of Arabia. What can I say about him? Well, there are many fun facts about him that don't even pertain to the important parts of the Arab Revolt, such as many of the Arab women he was in the revolution with had the hots for him. A British man comes to your neck of the woods. What are you going to do? You're going to try to take advantage of the moment, grab him, never let him go. Also, in 1962, a British-American epic historical drama film by the name of Lawrence of Arabia released, starring Peter O'Toole as T.E. Lawrence, and it was directed by David Lean, which is pretty cool, having a movie named after you. Since he died in the 1930s, he was never able to see his legacy cemented in Hollywood. It's also not every day you get to see a famous historical figure in a video game. Lawrence of Arabia made an appearance in the recent game Battlefield 1, made by EA and DICE, respectively. He actually had a huge chunk of the single-player campaign all about the Arab Revolt and the impact it left on Arabia.